Hey guys, this is Kang of Horizon Esports, and I am Doublelift. I am joined. I am joined by Doublelift.
I'm Ashley Kang, and this is Doublelift.
Oh wow! Yeah, the famous, GOAT of LCS,
Yeah.
and also co-streamer for LCS as we close down the 2024 LCS Summer Finals. Yeah. Hey, thanks for joining me. It's been a while.
Yeah, thanks. Long time no see. I did not expect to see you in NA.
Oh really? How come?
I mean, you're usually covering,
Yeah,
Korea and the Korean players, and all your stuff gets translated to Reddit, and everyone's like, "Ooh, those are really good questions. Didn't know that about this person. Didn't know this. This person could open up like that in the interview." So you get a lot of credit.
Oh really? I
Yeah,
appreciate it. You're good at social, aren't you?
No.
You're good at making friends. But yeah, LCS final, yeah, that was pretty cool. Like I've also been to Spring, and it was obviously held in the LCS studio, so it didn't actually feel like finals in my personal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But we're here at the YouTube theaters, and there was like a really cool ceremony where,
Yeah, I thought the ceremony was sick. Honestly, like I didn't know what to expect. They actually, the funny thing is, now that it's over, we all came here, like all the players, Sven, Skaren, Bjergsen, me, Sven, we're all backstage. They give us the jackets. They're telling us what we need to do. Okay, you and Bjergsen need to bring the trophy out. Everyone's gonna stand there.
Yeah.
But there was no rehearsal because I think, like, honestly, pro players are just late to everything. So the pro players are too late.
Yeah.
And we couldn't do rehearsal because the fans were already in the theater.
So and it had to be a surprise.
We did it live,
Yeah.
and I couldn't tell how it came off to the viewers because it's like we didn't rehearse like how we walk, where everyone ends up at the end, but it seemed like it looked good.
Okay.
So I don't know. I'll have to go back and watch it, but it seemed pretty cool.
I think people just really appreciated the idea of reminding, hey, LCS actually has a history, like we go like a long way back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another reason that I thought the ceremony was quite interesting is it almost felt like a closure as we move into the Americas. Of course, like, you're not 100% active in the LCS right now, but the shift to America has been a big discussion point. I don't know, as someone who is co-streaming LCS at least for right now, what are your thoughts on the possible changes that the format might bring?
I think I think it's good that everyone who's in the LCS really wants to be there, and they're not. You don't get the feeling that there are teams that are just phoning it in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think it feels really bad when you're kind of watching like a filler match between two teams that you kind of feel as a viewer, like you kind of know that they have like 1 foot out the door, like they're looking for someone to buy their spot or something, and so they're just paying the minimum. They're not really putting a lot of effort into making the best team. So that doesn't feel that good for the viewer, right? And like, I'm a viewer now, so I get that.
Yeah.
And also, I think if you're a pro player, there's actually a lot of fun in sort of like regional rivalry, I would say. I think like that's one cool thing about Valorant. One thing that I think LCS learned from Valorant is it's kind of cool when, for example, Brazil and NA are playing in the finals. There's a lot of regional, shit talking and a little bit of rivalry. Who's better? Which region is better? And that gets people really invested. So I mean, I think it's overall gonna be a good thing. Maybe I'm coping, but I think it's overall gonna be a really good thing.
I don't know. I think a lot of sentiment has been that LCS is like not what it used to be. Like, we feel it from more teams where teams, rather than trying to win or make it to Wells, are like kind of filling in the rosters, and as you mentioned, like busting it. And I know that people are like, oh yeah, like everything is going well, business is still ongoing, but people feel it.
Oh yeah, you can't lie to the community and say everything's going. Yeah, like I think that's why I think the change is a good thing. Like you said, if teams just filling in their roster, it's not that cool. And I also think the fans can tell when what they're watching is like lower level of play than they were used to, right? So if you think about the golden days of LCS, I sound like a boomer, but like, there was like a pretty long stretch of years. I think LCS is like, we might beat Korea, we might beat China. I know that it's not going to happen. It's probably not going to happen, right? But once in a while, CLG makes MSI finals. They beat SKT at MSI, right? In 2016. Oh my God, that's so crazy.
Yeah.
And so once in a while, you see C9 makes top 4 at Worlds, right?
Yeah.
Or
and you beat IG.
Like we beat IG, and like we got smacked by G2 in the finals. Like, cool, right? And so like I think the LCS fans they just want a little bit more hope when they watch. It's like, okay, things they don't need to get better every single year, but they don't want to feel like things are getting worse. So kind of like what you were saying about Maybe some things have gone a little bit worse. And so obviously I think a change is probably needed to make that happen. Yeah.
So throughout this weekend, I went through a lot of different people trying to talk to managers and GMs and players and people from Riot who's like, this year was great. Like viewership is going up. Like, we're definitely going to be LEC and the changes are going to bring even more positive, like impact, and we're going to see another golden age of NA. But you can give it to me straight.
Oh, I mean, look, guys, like I'm not gonna like lie to your face. I don't think there'll be like a golden age of NA, but I think LCS can be in a really good spot and just kind of stay there. Like I don't think we're ever gonna see the exponential growth of. That sounds really negative. It's all this conversation, but like the truth is, you know how like LCS was just like going up every single 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, then franchising happened, keeps going up, $1 million salaries. $3 million for Sword Art, $2 million for perks. Super teams are being built. You're getting world champions, Pyosik, like Impact was here. Like we're getting every good player that we can possibly get. That's not gonna happen again, right? Like I think like that crazy like LCS level is not gonna happen again. That's okay. Like I think we can focus on players like APA, Yon, Masu, Buzio. These guys are performing really well. Focus on the players that are really interested in competing, but are homegrown talent. Like help them get better. I think the stories are obviously a little like interesting, and I just think if everyone in the league really wants to be there, they're gonna try really hard to make a good team. And you're not gonna have as many like kind of just like, ooh, this team's playing like right now. Honestly, Immortals is playing. Ew, I'm not really that interested in watching. So I think. Yeah, that's basically my thoughts on it. I'm happy for the future. I think this finals is really sick. It's actually really funny. This is the last true like LCS match ever, right? And it ended like that. It's like very symbolic. It's like funny. It's honestly funny.
I watched your retirement video where you said like one of the biggest reasons that you no longer want to be in the League of Legends scene is you weren't sure whether the next roster you go to can make it to Worlds. I don't know whether I got the gist of it.
Well, it's like a bunch of things. I think also just the truth is, over the years, I say this, I tell people about this on stream all the time. The biggest question is, oh, dude, when are you coming back? It's like, I'm never coming back because I don't have the drive. Like, I used to have the drive. I used to have it, right? I used to have the fire, the passion. Every day I wake up, I'm so excited to play League. I'm so excited to watch VODs. And now, I don't have the drive. I like making content. I like hanging out with the fans. I like doing stuff like this. Love the LCS and I love the community. League has given everything good in my life has basically come from League. So I'll always appreciate it and always love it. But I don't have the drive to play 14 hours a day like I used to. So I just, in my retirement video, I didn't really articulate it super well as like every single reason why. It's not just because, oh, I want a guaranteed ticket to Worlds. That's not why. Like I would be happy to like fight every single time if I had the drive as I used to. But yeah, I just got older, I experienced other things. I'm going to start a family eventually. And I don't think like being a League pro player is compatible with being like a balanced person. Yeah.
Shit happens.
Yeah, life happens, I played it. I tell people on the stream all the time. I played this video game for 14 years. At some point, you're going to put the video game down and go do something else. That's normal. I think that's normal.
Yeah, I've seen that happen.
Yeah.
I guess like the reason why I asked is it time for the fans to reset the expectation? Because I think a lot of fans watched LCS and LEC to, hey, we can win well someday. Like, we can beat the Asian team someday. And then, as you mentioned, every year passed, like, C9 making the quarterfinals, you guys doing super well at MSI, like slowly built that expectation up. And I think like with that expectation going up, the disappointment also came harder. Like, should the fans following the Western leagues still have that expectation? Because I see things like, soccer or basketball where your nation doesn't win all the time, but you still follow the league and still stay passionate. And is it even the time to change the mentality as you support the league?
Isn't that why? I feel like that's part of the reason why viewership is down. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it just goes hand in hand. Like, okay, I could be completely wrong on this, but I think one of the reasons why Korea is still so, like, in Korea, League is still so big. There's a lot of players. The ranked scene is super active. You queue up in Challenger, instant pop. Is because Korea is really good. So they have a lot of pride in being good. And that kind of, it's like a circle. You know, they're really good, they win a lot, there's pride, then people are excited, the community is really happy and, you know, competitive. They expect big things. Okay, another big win, the cycle keeps going. In NA, I feel like there was a lot of hope for a long time between like season, I think like between like season like 2 and like season maybe like 8 or 9, there was like a 7-8 year period where it's like NA could win Worlds, right? There's like there's hope. So people will get the expectations, you know, they have high expectations. Oh fuck, you know, our team didn't win. That's okay. Maybe next time, you know, maybe next time. That happened a bunch of times in a row, and then people kind of just got disappointed. They got over it, you know. They move on to another game, another community. Maybe they play Valorant, maybe they play, you know, something else. But it just goes hand in hand. Like, do I think that fans should stop having high expectations for our teams? I mean, that's basically telling the fans, like, you know, stop having passion for the region. You know what I mean? I think it's just like, I would never say that, but I sometimes ask my like co-streamers, like people hop on the co-stream, and I'll ask them like, okay, bet your life savings right now, will NA ever win Worlds from now until the death of League?
Oh wow.
So yes or no? You have to bet your life savings right now. Okay, would you do it? Will NA ever win Worlds?
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. Right? I'm sorry, but like the truth is,
my life savings
the truth
after all.
is, my life. I'm voting no. Right? I'm putting no. But I think there's always a little bit of hope every single year, and that's okay. You know, just like watch your region, have some fun. The truth is, you know, like I'm not trying to bring down EU with like the sinking ship or anything. But if you ask me to bet my life savings, will EU ever win Worlds? Yes or no? I'm gonna say no, because the best chance they ever had was like Fnatic and G2 between like 2018 and like 2020. You know, when EU was making the finals like every single year.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, they could actually do it, and then oh fuck. So, anyways, all of that is to say, I'll never tell people like, you know, how to be a fan, but for me personally, I do think that the gap has gotten a little bigger over the years. Oh, actually, a lot bigger over the years between the West and the East.
And as a fan of League, you're okay with it?
I mean, it's sad, but I'm not gonna like lie to myself about it. I still love the game. I still play the game a lot, watch the game a lot. But yeah, I'm not okay with it. But what can I do? I'm just some dude. Yeah, I mean, I just play the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think we have to let you go.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, why?
Yeah, I mean, it was a great interview.
Yeah, good to see you again.
Yeah, it was good to see you, Ashley. Yeah, could talk for ages, but
Pardon?
see you guys. This is Horizon out.